Unless you were born yesterday, you've likely heard of Oprah Winfrey. She is world-renowned in the daytime television community, and even though her talk show is no longer airing, her own television network is still up and running, and her image continues to appear on her monthly issued magazine. Her career has spanned every form of media and beyond. She has had opportunities in acting, a host of her very popular talk show, producer, and philanthropist. With a net worth of $3 billion, Oprah Winfrey ranks at number 660. The self-made media mogul has appeared on the list since 2003. The former queen of daytime TV is still the richest African-American person in the world.
On January 29, 1954, Oprah Winfrey, a media superstar, was born in a small town in Mississippi. She was recognized at an early age to be bright and extraordinary. According to the Oprah Winfrey biography on NotableBiographies.com, she even learned to read at only 2.5 years old, which allowed her to skip kindergarten and then almost immediately be promoted to 3rd grade that same year. Throughout her early childhood, she alternated between living years at a time with her mom and her dad separately. The times of her life spent with her mom came with troublesome realities. Oprah lived in a low-income household and endured repeated acts of sexual assault by a family friend. As a teenager, she began to act out and get into trouble. It was then decided that she moved to Nashville to live with her dad permanently. Oprah once said her dad saved her life, and that this was a major turning point in the right direction for her development into a young adult. She became very dedicated to her schooling and was involved in a number of extracurricular programs and theatrical clubs before she eventually went on to receive a full scholarship to Tennessee State University. At 19, Oprah accepted a job with Nashville's Columbia Broadcasting System, or CBS, and became Nashville's first female African-American co-anchor on the evening news. This would be the first of many notable milestones Oprah would set for women and African Americans in the media.
She still managed to overcome her obstacles and went to school. To get her career started, she enrolled at Tennessee State University and began working on a Nashville radio station reading the news. She becomes Nashville's first African-American TV correspondent and the youngest person to co-anchor the news for WTVF. She then moved to Baltimore, where she got to partake in a hit television chat show called People Are Talking. After 13 years of doing so well, she was recruited by a Chicago TV station to come be her own host instead of a co-host. Not only was she doing well in radio, but she was flourishing by hosting talk shows that caused her to set on the road to starring in movies. She then makes her first film debut in Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple, for which she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Oprah wrote her own future by saying, 15 years ago, I wrote in my journal that one day I would create a television network, as I always felt my show was just the beginning of what the future could hold. Winfrey launches The Oprah Winfrey Show as a nationally syndicated program placed on 120 channels. Just when you think this woman couldn't expand her career any further, she does. In 2000, Oprah launches O, the Oprah magazine, which is credited as being the most successful magazine launch in recent history. In 2003, Oprah's book club becomes the largest book club in the world, and she receives the Association of American Publishers AAP Honors Award.
According to the book, The Oprah Effect, the $3.2 billion woman influences pop culture, creates stars, influences entire industries. To give an example, the popular beauty lifestyle brand Bath & Body Works was considering downsizing after not gaining enough sales. When Oprah Winfrey called, after being mentioned on the show, the company grew $2 million in sales in one day. The site nearly crashed from the high volume of orders that came in after Oprah raved about the products. What it did was give us a stamp of approval, the company owner says. The company attracted new investors such as Jada Pinkett Smith, celebrity endorsements from Mary J. Blige, and mass distribution in stores such as Sephora. In the world of television, the Oprah Winfrey Show, now over 30 years old, has now named the highest-ranked daytime show in American television history. The show is the platform for her business, Harpo Inc., which has grown and diversified. Harpo Inc. now includes Harpo Films, Harpo Radio, and Harpo Print, as well as a deal with Oxygen Media and Oxygen Network. As far as her impact on books, Brigham Young University, or BYU, found that the Winfrey Book Club recommendations had a greater influence on book sales than anything else in the history of modern publishing. Says Sarah Nelson, editor-in-chief of Publishers Weekly, Oprah is getting people who are not particularly into reading to read. The books were all chosen by Oprah herself, and were selected each month for viewers to read and discuss. It began in 1996 and ended in 2011 with the show itself. The club recommended 70 books during the 15 years that it ran, making many titles bestsellers due to the club's recommendation. O, the Oprah magazine, was the most successful magazine launch in publishing history. It has a circulation of over 2.4 million. It reaches to more than 16.3 million total readers each month, and it's now available in the South African edition. Her magazine debuts numerous products, brands, and makes profits for her selected companies worldwide. An average issue of O, at home for example, showcases over 70 products in just one story. She doesn't do traditional endorsements. You'll never see Oprah's name on sneakers or clothes. Instead, her interest is in spending her passion. Oprah likes to promote what she thinks is useful and important.
Oprah has also had an impact on politics. According to Longevity.com, the National Child Protection Act was passed in 1993. It became informally known as the Oprah Bill because of her involvement in getting this important legislation on record. The purpose of the NCPA was to establish a nationwide database of all indictments and convictions on child abuse and sex offense charges, violent crimes, arson, and felony drug charges. Oprah's desire to help those in need has been a lifeline to many charities and nonprofits. The Oprah Winfrey Foundation is run by Oprah Winfrey herself, and it provides grants to not-for-profit organizations, which is funded by Winfrey's own money. What seems to bolster her featured charities and retailers most is the limitless resource that is Oprah.com. When Oprah does something, there is an immediate click impact, says Heather Daugherty, senior analyst at Nielsen Ratings. For example, take the month that the Save the Darfur Coalition was featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show. According to Daugherty, Oprah.com had 2.2 million visitors. She has a very deep site. The deeper the site, the better the engagement, Daugherty says. Other comparable sites are so small, we don't measure them. The Big O. How influential is she? Let us count the ways. If Oprah were a nation, her 51.4 million weekly viewers and magazine readers would equal more than the population of Canada, Spain, and Argentina. If Oprah were a pile of gold, she'd be equal to 24,000 14-karat gold bars. If Oprah were bling, she'd be 8 times the equivalent of 373 100-karat pear-shaped, flawless diamonds, the most expensive ever sold. CNNMoney.com reported in January that Oprah ranks second only to Google as the biggest brand newsmaker. Behind Miss Winfrey were Amazon, eBay, and iPod. If Oprah were a national economy, what she'd pump into the U.S. economy would be slightly more than the GDP of the Bahamas.
To recap, Oprah has made an immense impact on our society. She has made leaps in the progression of media and what she stands for. Thank you all for watching.